Let's talk a little bit about Ernie Hardeman. So we like Ernie. Ernie was the municipal affairs critic on.
It's hard not to like Ernie.
Yeah, that's true. During the time when a couple of contentious files came our way. So Ernie Hardeman, interesting man. First elected in 1995 as part of the Mike Harris government. So the last time we had a PC government in Ontario, it was elected in 1995 and re-elected in 1999 and served until 2003. Ernie Hardeman is one of two people in the current PC caucus that were part of that government. The other being Jim Wilson, who we'll talk about later. So Ernie Hardeman is now Ontario's Minister of Agriculture and Food and Rural Affairs. Talk to us a little bit about Ernie and what lies ahead for him on the public sector agenda.
Well, certainly he's no stranger to agriculture or rural affairs. We have particular clients in the agricultural sector, and Mr. Hardeman would always comment about the fact of how rich his constituency is in various agricultural pursuits, be they dairy, be they other foodstuffs. So certainly this is a bit of a natural portfolio for him. He knows the field well. The stakeholders there know him well. And generally speaking, from speaking with our clients in the agricultural sector, that there is a certain amount of comfort in having Ernie Hardeman in place as the agricultural minister.
All right. Now, Ontario is certainly not at the negotiating table for NAFTA. No. But it is Canada who does that, but it's an important component part of it. We have a pretty healthy dairy industry, dairy farming industry in this province. The White House is certainly beating the drum that they want to see changes made to our supply management system here. It's going to be a tough job for an Ontario Minister of Agriculture to continue to protect it without being at the table. But certainly we saw Jeff Leal do what he could do in the last government. Is it safe to assume Ernie will take the same kind of approach?
I would believe so. We've already seen the Premier, when he was the Premier designate, saying that Ontario is going to stand shoulder to shoulder with the federal government in protecting Ontario workers, and I wouldn't expect to see anything else really in this particular role for the NAFTA negotiations. At least it's the MPP's role is really to remind the MPs of the importance of these things and make sure that they're making the right noises of what needs to be done and what needs to be agreed to at the negotiating table.
And as Minister of not only Agriculture and Food, but also Rural Affairs, there will be a healthy amount of politics in Ernie Hardeman's job. So one of the things that Doug Ford managed to do was to secure and hang on to the Conservatives' rural base, while at the same time growing into urban and suburban areas, but without compromising what that party had in rural Ontario, which is not easy to do. So I think part of Ernie Hardeman's job will to ensure that folks in rural Ontario are kind of looked after and feel good about things. And so it's not just going to be about things like supply management for him. There's going to be a healthy amount of politics, I think, too, in his role.
Absolutely.
And he is kind of you got to meet him. Like you can't walk out of there and say, be unhappy with Ernie Hardeman. He's just that kind of guy. So we wish him well. I'm sure that he'll do a good job. And on behalf of those clients that you referenced, we look forward to working with him.